there's always someone somewhere that's got it worse than you. So be grateful for the shit you've been given. That's another thing. Just sorry. I'm not
no, keep going. No, you're good.
The one thing that I've kind of learned throughout my life is everybody thinks like, oh, their life's this, their life's so great, they have all this thing. But I truly believe at the end of the day, if you took a step back and looked at their trials, their shit that they go through every day, every single day, you would pick your own shit over someone else's.
All right, everybody. We are here, Law of Cassidy, and I am super stoked for our guest. Sad thing is I haven't seen her in like 5 years, which is kind of stupid, but
or longer.
It's kind of dumb.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So let me give a little intro to this blonde beauty sitting across from me. So Brooke does not water herself down. If you know her, she's very Brooke, bold, self-aware, and not afraid to say the things that everyone else is thinking, but won't say. We're talking about confidence, identity, boundaries, intimacy, and the pressure women feel to be everything without asking for anything. So this one's going to be real, and I'm super excited, everybody. Brooke, say hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
So good to be here.
There's so many cameras. Just smile at all of them.
I feel famous right now.
I know. It's kind of a big deal. So Brooke and I were talking about how we know each other. So we're going to go over our history, and then we're going to do some rapid fire questions. We're going to do the usual. I have some segments I do in all my podcasts. Okay. Like we talk about some DMs, because you know my DMs are probably insane in the membrane.
I'm sure.
Yep. We're going to talk about some products, and then we're going to just talk about your life and who you are and why you're such a badass.
Love it.
Cool?
Sounds great.
Okay. So we met... How? I didn't remember. I'm terrible. There's a lot of parties that have been had. So it was at whose party?
It was years and years ago. I would say like 2009, maybe.
80 years ago.
I don't know.
It's a long time.
2009, 2010. I don't remember. One of my friends had a party in her basement. Can I say her name? I don't know if I'm allowed to say names.
You don't have to say her name.
Okay. Well, just one of my really good friends.
Yeah.
She had a party. Mm-hmm. That's how I met you. And then I think you came and did a couple parties for me. Once when I lived in Roy, and then once when I was a single mom.
The single mom night, the missionary showed up.
Yep, that was really awkward.
That was funny.
At my little townhouse.
She was like, sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm having a party. What kind of party? And we were all just like dying of laughter.
I forgot about that until you mentioned it. I completely forgot that the missionary showed up. Sorry, Mom. Just kidding. But yeah, and I was dating my now husband at that time. So I was like looking for some new fun
I remember
stuff.
sitting on the floor in your bedroom. I didn't have the van yet.
No, you did not have the van.
You've never been to a party with the van, have you?
No.
That's unfortunate.
That
I may have to throw one.
I really think that was the last time I saw you, unless it was just like somewhere out in public.
Yeah.
So that would have been.
That was a long time ago.
11 years ago.
I met Josh in 2012, so it was probably 2012 because we talked about that.
I remember when you told me that you had gone on a date. You're like, he's the hottest guy, and I'm going to marry him.
I tell people that, and they don't believe me.
And it was Josh.
It was Josh,
your husband. And I think I asked my husband today before I came down here if he knew him. So he knows Josh's older brother.
Okay.
They went to school together.
Small world.
Yeah.
It's real small.
world.
Okay, so we're going to rapid fire with Brooke because I want you guys to get to know her a little bit. So I'm just going to ask you random questions.
Okay.
And there is no filter here. You can swear if you'd like. You don't have to either. You're good. It's like a safe space. You can just get it all out. So what's something people are always scared to ask you, but absolutely want to?
Where my legs are. What happened to my legs? That is, I mean, the number one thing. I have a friend at work, and she said that like it made her uncomfortable, like talking about me not having legs. And so now the joke is that I'm blonde. That's the only thing that's unique about me, is that I'm blonde. And so that's like our now jokes. So now I tell people, oh, they just want to know why I have blonde hair, why I'm blonde. And that's code for why do you not have legs?
I love that.
So that is, and I tell everybody different stories. Shark, alligator, crocodile. I try to come up with really
boat propeller.
Yes, that one's a new one. I haven't used that one.
Write that down.
Try to come up with some fun, different things to tell people. But at the end of the day, I was just born without them. So.
Yeah, we're going to get into that.
Okay,
we'll get into that.
Okay,
so
that's the number one thing.
It's the number one thing. Okay, funniest assumption someone has ever made about you.
Okay, this is kind of weird. I don't know that it's the funniest, but so my dad is a guide for an outfitter.
Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell Josh that.
Okay.
Oh,
He's done it for like 23, 24 years.
Josh hunts too much.
Well, my dad's a guide, and now my brother guides with him. Well, not with him, but for the same company. Anyway, and he always will tell his hunters about his daughter with no legs. And I think they automatically just assume that I can't do anything for myself. I think there's like a taboo when it comes to someone who with a disability. So they just think that like she like I can't walk, I can't drive, I can't
they think
move.
that he's
like
having
they
to care for you 24/7.
Right, that I'm like like I have to have 24-hour care. And this would have been, I don't know, right out of high school probably when this story happened, but they finished their hunt early, and so this guy, he was an older gentleman from back east somewhere. I couldn't even tell you his name, but he wanted to meet me, and so my dad called me and asked if I would be interested. Like, he's like, "Do you care if I bring him by?" And I'm like, "No." I still lived at home, so it was definitely right out of high school. I was still living at home anyway, and so he came and he met me, and he turned to my dad and he goes, "Well, you didn't tell me she was beautiful," and I was like, "Well, that's awkward." Like I felt so dumb, and my dad. So then my dad's like, did you like why would I mention that? But I have a beautiful daughter. Like, no, like I just was telling it. So I think like it's just the assumption that people just think that and I don't want to say that like to sound arrogant or rude, and I didn't think anything of it, but I was just like, do they just think that I can't do anything for myself? And so, anyway. So that's probably the funniest story I've heard when it's come to like the assumptions that people have made about me, is mostly just the fact that they don't realize that I'm very independent and I do anything and everything for myself. And when people ask me, like, I get so many kids. We have some sweet, sweet life skills kids. I work at a high school, and the cutest life skills kids, they ask me daily, "How do you drive? How do you drive?" So I told the life skills teacher, when it gets a little bit warmer, we're going to take a field trip out to the parking lot, and I'm going to show all these cute kids how I drive. And then they're going to be really disappointed because it's not even anything cool. It's just hand controls. Like, it's nothing cool. So... But anyway, people are shocked that I can drive, though. Like that, like they're so shocked that I can drive a car. I'm like,
she does everything. It's like, this place has like stairs, and I was like, "I got you, girl." And she's like,
"I went up 3 flights of stairs." I bet you I got so many stair flights.
She killed it. She was faster than me.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm trying to get back into doing some workouts for myself.
Getting some muscle back.
Yes. I have a skateboard now that I use.
So awesome.
I've only had it for about 6 years, and I've noticed now that I use that, I'm not like my arm muscle that I had when I was younger is not near as what it was. And so I'm like, I got to build that back because I got small kids still that I got to freaking keep up with. Yeah. So, yeah.
We all got something.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, next
Kids,
question.
this leads into the next question.
No, perfect.
When you were pregnant, what was your most unhinged pregnancy craving?
I don't remember having any. With my oldest, I craved potatoes.
Like baked potatoes?
Like baked potatoes.
Okay.
And what's funny is when he was little, he hated potatoes. Hated them. As he's almost 16 now, and so as he's gotten older, he's fine. But when he was little, he despised them.
Yeah.
And funny. So, but that's what I craved with him. And I don't remember having any weird or cravings with my other two.
Mine was gas station ice water in a foam cup at 10 p.m. at night.
I lied. I chewed on ice. When I was pregnant with he's almost 9, I was a receptionist, and anytime someone would do a Maverick run, I would have them bring me just a cup of nugget ice. It had to be nugget ice. It couldn't be the regular kind. Nugget ice. So I did have that with Gage. And I was really sick with my third baby, like the whole pregnancy almost. And I ate lemon heads. So now that I've thought about that, yes, those are the 3.
Okay.
So
noted. I have a nugget ice machine at my house.
Oh, lucky.
You got to bring the kids. You got to come swim in the summer, and we'll just eat nugget ice.
My boys would love that.
Yeah.
Stetson and your little girl could be besties because they're the same age.
That's fun. We'll
so
have to
they
plan
would
that.
love that.
Noted.
Okay.
What's harder, motherhood or Instagram comments?
Well, I would say motherhood. I don't really get Instagram comments. I don't have a 550,000 following like you do.
I know, but you have a decent amount, and you are on social, and you have.
Yeah. Well, so I'm trying to build I do permanent jewelry. So I'm trying to build my, but I don't know that I've ever really had comments. So this isn't Instagram, but years ago so Travis, my oldest, when he was like 9 months old, the Standard Examiner, that's like the local newspaper or whatever.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know, but they did an article on me, and there was a YouTube video. So like the guy that came, they did the article, and then they had like a video, and so they videoed me going down my stairs. I was like carrying Travis down my stairs. He was tiny, he like 8-9 months old, and then like at my old job that I worked at, like going up the stairs and like doing just everyday things for me. And they had a video. It's not on there anymore, but it was on there for years, and it had like 900,000 views, and it did have quite a bit of comments on it. But honestly, I never get bothered by comments people make, or people talking about me, or people staring at me, like that kind of stuff. Like I don't even notice. When I first started dating my husband, we took a trip to Disney World. I won a trip, so I took him, and that was like our first real outing, like in the public together in Florida for a week. And he had a long beard and I had no legs. And we took my wheelchair, and so he's pushing me around, and the stairs, so many stares from people, and he would get like mad, like pissed about it. And so finally I was like, listen, if you're gonna be with me, you gotta just not worry about it, let that stuff go, because it's gonna happen for the rest of my life. Like, so I can't say comments, but maybe the stairs. But motherhood. Anyway, we'll go back to that. Motherhood is hard.
Yeah.
I had a freaking incident right before I came here. We can talk about it in a minute if you want.
So hard. It's so funny. Every time you say something, it just leads into the next question.
Perfect. Love that.
So if someone stares at you in public, do you stare back?
Yes. I wave.
Wave?
I wave at little kids.
Give them a show or charge a viewing fee.
I should charge a viewing fee. I would have so much money. I would be retired.
I love that. That's
JR,
so funny.
My husband could snowmobile for fun and not have to ever work again if I got paid $1 or even a nickel for every time someone stared at me.
We should start a thing.
I'm going to start. Yeah. But no, a lot of the times, it's the funniest thing. I will wait, especially if it's little kids. Yeah. And little kids are so cute and so curious. And they'll just be staring, and they'll do this, and look around, and then when they catch me watching them, they become like, and they're like, or they'll say something like, "I like your shirt. Oh, I like your hair." Like they will like pay me a compliment, and it's the cutest thing.
Yeah, I love that.
But
viewing fee noted. Money. Okay,
let's set that up.
Yeah, let's do it. We will, add like a link, and people can just everybody pay.
If you're gonna look at me, pay me $1. I'm gonna make a shirt that says that.
Yeah,
I charge $1
viewing fee
to stare at me.
Weirdest dating question someone asked you before you were married?
Dating question?
Yeah. Like maybe somebody you like went on a date with, or like they were considering like dating you, like, and we'll get more into that. And maybe that one's not rapid fire, and I can move on to the question of what's the pettiest thing you've ever done.
I don't know a dating thing.
Okay.
I think maybe like in high school, I worried about dating. And I know my mom, like she told me this later on in life, that she just worried that like I wasn't gonna not find someone or whatever, but like, I think just concern as a parent in general, finding someone that accepts you for who you are and the life you have. And so, but I really can't think of anything.
Dating. Okay. That's all right. And are you petty? Have you ever done anything petty?
Am I petty? I'm sure I'm so petty.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm way petty.
Anything crazy you've done? Like you've never like flowered someone's yard?
Flowered someone's yard?
Flowered someone's car. That's like an inside joke of me and Josh. Like he was a jerk like when we were dating. Car? We put he was a jerk to me. So I Caro served and flowered his car and never told him it was me until like day 7 of our honeymoon.
That's the best thing ever. In high school, I remember our group of friends, like a big group of boys, they were at my cousin's house playing. A new game came out. I don't remember what game it was.
Like Halo or something.
Something, probably. And so they were all over there. They had like just all these TVs set up and just like this big party that they were doing. And me and some of my friends, I don't even remember who was with me, but I remember I was driving and it was my mom's car / my car at the time. and we power boxed them.
What is power box?
Like shut their power off at the house.
Oh my God.
So all of their, so like
they
they
couldn't play the
lost
game?
everything. They lost everything. And we booked it out of there. I remember like I parked down the street and we booked it out of there and they were on our tail so fast. And somehow, I don't know, we drove out into like Plain City. And back then there was not as near as many houses. And so there was this field. And they were building like a new subdivision and I tried to go down it to like ditch them, lose them. And my friends are screaming at me to drive faster and I was terrified. And anyway, they cornered us and they freaking surrounded my car and they paintballed the shit out of my car. And I was so scared that it was going to leave all these dents all over my car / my mom's car. And we went and I was just like bawling. And
what jerks?
Yeah, I know. It was my cousin and like a bunch of kids that I went to high school with.
Jerks. I think that's awesome.
If they're listening, I did not forget.
Yeah, she still remembers.
No, but that's probably I don't know that that's the pettiest thing I've ever done, but I don't want to tell people. Then they'll think less of me.
No, I don't care. I'll tell the world how petty I am.
I'm petty when it comes to
I keep everything. So it's like people think like I got over it and I'm like 10 years later you get smacked in the face with some shit. I'm like, yeah.
I'll remind my husband sometimes about things. I'm like, remember this? And he's like, I can't control what happened 2 years ago. I'm like, I know, but
I'm
remember? Still mad.
I'm still mad. Speaking of your husband, who's more dramatic, you or him?
Me, 100%.
Okay. I love the accountability.
Oh yeah. He's no drama. He's not drama at all.
I love that. Super
and
chill.
He's super. He doesn't do the social. He's just what's that word? Introvert.
Yeah.
Introvert, extrovert though, because if he could live in the mountains, snowmobiling all day, every day,
the same person.
That's where he would be.
Josh goes hunting by himself, and just zens, and just loves it. It's actually therapy for him. Sometimes when he's on edge, I'm like, go.
I think snowmobiling is definitely therapy for JR, or sand dunes in the summertime. But like this winter, it's been so rough because there's like no snow. But he loves snowmobiling, and I can say we've been together for 11 years, and I have never gone with him. Not one time have I gone snowmobiling.
Really?
No.
Just because you haven't wanted to?
Well, I hate the snow.
I did too, and
I get motion sickness really easily.
Oh, yeah.
When we were dating, we would go on razor rides on the weekends we didn't have our kids. And I'd throw up every single time.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Every single time. Never failed.
So you're like, have fun. Love you. See ya.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
his thing, and I love it for him.
Last one. What's something about you that has nothing to do with your legs? We already know you're blonde.
I'm blonde. I don't know. I hunt. I like to hunt.
Okay. Are you a bow hunter, rifle hunter?
Rifle.
Okay.
I can shoot a crossbow though.
Okay.
I never have, but legally I can because of my disability.
Oh.
But
is it better to do crossbows or?
I don't know. Ask your husband. I have no idea.
You think I know?
I don't bow hunt. JR has a bow, and he's bow hunted a little bit. He does waterfowl more than anything.
Oh, okay.
But big game. I don't do waterfowl. I do big game. I haven't gone for several years, but this year, hopefully. I have like 21 elk points.
Dude, it's so bad nowadays. It's crazy.
But my brother's like, put in for the boulders. So that's where he shot his bull. And so I'm hoping if I can
Is that down south?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So like then my husband, and I have 3 boys. So I'm like, my husband can come, our boys, our dog, my dad, my brothers. We can make it. And my goal is just to shoot a bigger bull than my dad because he has the biggest out of my family right now. I know.
And it'll be like this awesome, epic thing.
But yeah, I hunt. I like to, I don't know.
You like to have, you like the Yankees?
I love the Yankees.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge, if you're listening, send me some Yankee tickets.
Everybody tag him, please. Okay.
Please do. That'd be so fun.
So
I love the Yankees. I love baseball.
Okay. Yeah. We're going to get into your life, who you are, what it looked like. Okay. Some juicy tea. So your Instagram bio literally says mom with no legs.
Yep.
So how do you think people react when they read that?
I don't know. They're probably just curious.
Like, what's sure. Yeah. What does that mean?
Probably curiosity. Mom with no legs. I have no legs.
I mean, I feel like, and I could be wrong, from what I remember, I feel like that's how you like introduce yourself. Like,
yes. So like my Instagram page is, I'm trying to build so I do permanent jewelry and I'm trying to build that. But so when I do permanent jewelry and let's say like I go do parties, I've done quite a few events but if I get like a referral from someone, the first thing I make sure to tell that person, like if I've never met them and I have no idea who they are and they're coming to get like a new bracelet from me, I make sure to tell them, like, just so you know, like, I don't know if so-and-so let you know, but I don't have legs. Just so they're not like, holy
Take it
shit,
back.
like shell shocked when I open the door
Yeah.
and there's this girl with no legs standing there. Cause it's kind
Yeah.
of a shock if you don't know me or you've never seen me before. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're going to
Yeah.
an event somewhere and you see someone and they're like, oh shit, I had no idea you had no legs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, well, it's very,
So it's kind of just your way to be like,
Yeah.
here I am.
Yep.
This is who I am.
I have no legs.
You're prepared.
I'm a mom. People are shocked that I have kids. Like,
I said that when I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm so excited to do this next episode. I'm doing Brooke with no legs. And she goes, babe, my mom's like, what do you mean Brooke? I was like, that's
She
how I
has
know
no
her.
legs.
Brooke has no legs. And she's
I'm
like,
that in a lot of my friends' phone. Like
Yeah.
Brooke, parentheses, no
No
legs.
legs. Yeah. And when I reached out to do the podcast, I was like, Brooke, will you come do my podcast? She's like, what are we going to talk about? She sends like 10 leg emojis.
The leg. I'm like, is that what? Well, that's why I was like, I wonder if that's why she, I mean, I'm sure it is why, but.
Well, and I
She's
love you.
different.
And you're a
Yeah.
client of mine. And I slowly want to start introducing like my clients and like their journeys in life and just like humanize people in the world and people I'm interconnected with. And yeah, so
Love it.
you were born without legs.
Yes.
So how did your early life childhood shape your relationship with your body? Like, what was that like? What was did your parents know early on? Like how did the whole.
So without getting like too personal, just out of respect for my mom, she thought she was miscarrying.
Okay.
And about 5 months into her pregnancy. And so she went to the doctor and they did like the heart monitor thingy and my heartbeat was great. And so they were like, well, let's do an ultrasound. Back then it was obviously nowhere near the technology that it is today. So on the ultrasound, from what I've been told, they could tell that my right leg, so like my right leg, I have like a femur, like half of a femur. So it quit growing above the knee.
Okay.
So they could tell immediately that my right leg was short. And then on the left side, he's like, the way I was like positioned, they couldn't really get a good reading. And so they assumed that my leg was fine, but they didn't know for sure. They weren't 100% sure, but they were just like, we can't see anything on this side. And so they just kind of monitored that over the next few months. And then I actually ended up being breached. So my mom had a C-section with me. And when I came out, like confirmation immediately, the doctor's like, well, can't see anything on the left side because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So I don't even have a hip socket on the left side. So
Okay.
there's nothing. So the theory has been the umbilical cord. In fact, when I was in the hospital giving birth to my second kid, the anesthesiologist said, he called it something with the umbilical cord. And that was like, he was dead certain that's what it was.
Yeah.
The banding or whatever. I can't remember what it was called. And I was like, okay, whatever. But so that's always been the theory, but nothing was ever for sure proven or whatever. And so there was a lot of questions, I think, for my parents. I'm their fourth kid. I'm their baby. So, and then, I have 2 older brothers and an older sister, and all of them normal, I guess, so to speak. And so lots of new things, lots of new questions. Doctors had so many questions. They thought my mom did drugs, did all these things. They were questioning my mom, so many things. And then at the end of the day, it was like, no, this is just how she was supposed to come here. And this is where she is. This is how she's supposed to be. And my parents never treated me any different.
Yeah.
I think, I'm the baby, so obviously I'm spoiled, but they wanted me to live as normal of a life as I can. So they didn't hold me back from anything I wanted to try. I tried gymnastics. I played softball for quite a few years. I'm trying to think. Those were the 2 that I did. But they let me, and I know, like, now looking back as a mom now, I know that they were like worried, concerned, scared of the unknown. But they let me figure things out for myself. Yeah. And so that's been like the best thing for me over my life is I can do pretty much anything. It just might look a little bit different. And I went to, one of the biggest things is I went to Shriners Hospital. Shout out to them. I went there for 18 years. So from the time I was born until I turned 18, amazing, amazing place to be. And I saw so many kids there with it so much worse than me. Yeah. So much worse than me. And I was so like, it made me realize really quick, like, how blessed I am. Yeah, I don't have legs, but it could be so much worse.
Yeah.
So I learned really quick that I can either sit here and feel sorry for myself and kind of have a shitty life if I wanted, or I'm a freaking badass because I don't have legs and I do these things.
Do all the things.
To my own horn type deal.
Yeah.
So
I had
amazing. Yeah, I had amazing friends growing up. I really never got like made fun of. I had awesome friends who had my back, who looked out for me all the way up through high school. And yeah. And now my kids are doing it. Like my kids look out for me. Like, I
love that.
So, because I always worried, I'm like, are my kids going to get made fun of because their mom doesn't have legs? Like, that's always been in the back of my head. And
understandably so.
Yeah. No, like, they're great. And now I work with a bunch of high school kids, and they're so awesome. Yeah. Like, it's so great. So,
that's so good.
Love it.
So you've kind of answered some of the, like, next questions. No, it's good. It makes this flow easier. So, school experience was good. You didn't have any issues, which is awesome.
No.
Growing up, did you feel a pressure to fit in with like what normal should look like? Did you feel?
I really didn't.
That's awesome.
Like that's just the thing. Like looking back, I mean, I've been graduated 20 years this year. Like that's so great.
Have fun at the 20-year reunion.
I'm not going. It's at my place of work. I'm like, I'm not going to go there. Like, I'm not going to go back to work when I probably won't go. We'll see. I don't know. JR wouldn't want to. He didn't want to go to his, and so he didn't go to his. And I don't even know if he had one, but he probably wouldn't want to go. And I'm like, man, we'll go to a Yankees game instead.
You should. I kind of enjoyed it. One, I was like, man, I am aging like fine wine. I text my girlfriend Haley. I was like, thanks for everything you do for my face. Because some people I'm like,
I need some.
Well, and some people, and then other people I'm like, man, you were just like this little scrawny dude. Now you're just like. Like it was fun. It was kind of fun for me. Like I was like just seeing everyone, but everyone's just older and like aged and
I think for me, like the people that I
care about, you see.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I have like a group of us girls that we still try to get together like once a month. Yeah. And they're the girl, like one of them I've been known best friends with since we were babies. Like and so, I mean, I even like, I see her. You see them. So I see them. Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, it'd be nice to see maybe a few people, but I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. I probably won't go, but especially if it wasn't at Fremont and if it was like somewhere where I could maybe have a couple drinks, it might be more fun to go.
Yeah, ours didn't have that either.
I don't know.
Ours didn't have that either. I was like, this is lame.
I didn't go to my 10-year.
I didn't either.
And from what I heard, it was kind of, yeah.
I feel like 10's too soon. Yeah. I feel like there's not enough disruption.
Like my parents go to theirs, but they didn't, the world's changed. So it's like,
and you see everything online. Yeah. So like why? Okay. You do permanent jewelry. How did you get into that?
So we lived up in Idaho for a couple of years, small town, nothing to do. Yeah. I had two friends that both did things so they like would go to these events like craft fairs and stuff on the weekends, and they would sell their product that they did. And they'd be like, oh, I made $800. I made $1,200 today. And I was like, sweet, I want to do that. I was living in Idaho. JR was working. I wasn't working. And I was like, I just want something. It would be fun if I could find something to do that nobody else does. Make a little extra cash. Make some extra cash. And so I was down here in Utah visiting my family and went to the fair at the local fairgrounds, and I saw the permanent jewelry booth or whatever. And so I was looking at it and I'm like, I could do that. And so I got on the internet and was like trying to figure out what I needed to do, bought a training through a company that's actually local and just down the road from my house. So I did this whole course training, got all the stuff at my house. JR actually ended up helping me a lot because it's a weld. It's like, and he welds, and it's like a little micro weld. So I started doing that, and I started doing that up in Montpelier where I lived, and nobody had heard of it. Nobody even knew what it was. So I kind of introduced it in that little valley, and it was a hit. And then, so I did that for like almost a year up there, and then moved back to Utah, and everybody down here does it. So I was like, oh, well, this sucks. But I still do good. Like, it's still good. I go to events. I do Raspberry Days up in Bear Lake every year, and that's like my one big event that I do. Yeah. And it's so fun because I have customers now that come back like the next year. I've gone 3 years, And they're like, this is like our routine. This is our, what do they call it? I just lost my train of thought.
Like they
their tradition.
There you go.
This is our tradition every year now. We come and we see you and get a permanent bracelet. And she's like, so people wait. They're like, yeah, I waited just so I could come get a permanent bracelet from you. And so it's
I need to come see you.
Yeah.
I've had it done once. I like went to an influencer event, but like I literally was like trying on clothes and it like broke off. And I was like, well, this was supposed to be permanent.
Then it probably wasn't welded the right way.
Yeah. I was like,
I try to check. And I do, like I tell people too, like if it comes off, you let me know. Like I'll make it right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want someone.
I love the idea of it.
So yeah, it's so fun. These have been on for since I started.
Well, then they don't get
years.
Weird and green and like, yeah, they're good.
And I have had some chains that didn't last and I just won't restock them.
Yeah.
And then I tell people, like, I'll let people know if I know ahead of time, like, hey, just so you know, that chain does this. That's why it's discounted, and just giving you a heads up. And a lot of the times people are like, okay, well, I'll just wear it until it looks like crap and then I'll just cut it off. I'm like, okay,
perfect.
So it works out. And it's been so fun, like just trying to grow that. And like, I love people. I'm a people person and I love social. I like to be social. I almost said I love socialism. Sorry. I just love being social.
Yeah.
And like, so it's just so fun to go and meet people. And I love seeing like their personalities come out, as simple and as dumb as it sounds, in a piece of jewelry. Like it
does.
But
it gives them like confidence.
And it makes them,
yeah.
And I love that. So
good.
What I didn't realize when I did Raspberry Days this last year is how many teenage boys are into permanent jewelry.
Like what? Like a chain on their neck or what?
Yes. Chains,
so
bracelets.
Kids are so weird now.
So many boys. So I've been trying to buy like the thick, chunkier, looking cable chain.
Oh yeah, the old school.
So now I'm like, sweet, this isn't just a
girl thing.
Like everybody. So,
well, that'd be great for a dude, because I'm guessing dudes that wear necklaces, they probably hate taking them on and off.
Yeah, my younger boys both have a necklace on. My oldest son has a bracelet on, and it's just that chunkier.
Yeah.
And it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like
they're perming their hair now too.
Yeah, and so bleaching like
chunks,
like one spot.
So weird.
There's so many kids at
weird.
The school I work at that have their hair like that. I'm like, it's fine.
Okay, do you think people with disabilities are expected to be inspiring or invisible?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. Can you explain what you mean by that?
I think there's a hype, sometimes people like, well, just an example, like there were a few of those comments, go back to that YouTube video. There was several comments that said something about me having kids, like it should stop with her. She needs to just stay in her house, like things like that. Like that, like it's hereditary. She's going to pass it on and she's going to continue that type deal. Those, I just ignored those. I'm like, yeah, because all of my kids, and at the time I only had the one kid. Yeah. I'm like, he has legs. He's fine.
And you kind of almost want to like go and defend, but then you're like, what am I doing?
My mom did.
Oh, I love it.
And I finally was like, Mom, just let it. Like, don't respond to them. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they want. So I think in that aspect, people are like, oh, that's gross. That's creepy. It should end with you. So that's where like the invisibility comes in, like stay back, stay in your cave. But then sometimes when I go places and I don't necessarily feel like I'm supposed to be inspiring, but people will come up to me and they'll be like, you're such an inspiration. I'm like, I'm literally sitting here like doing nothing, but thank you. Like, and I love the compliment. I love, it's very flattering. So don't get me wrong on that, but I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. I'm just me living my life. But like, I get it a lot when I go places.
I think you probably do as an outsider because you do everything. You do all the things. You show up, you're normal. You're just where I think a lot of people in your situation don't.
Right.
Right. And so I think that's probably what they mean when they say you're inspiring, because you have zero fucks. Like you're like, I'm doing the thing. I'm showing up. Like I'm not perfect by any means. Like, and I try to do the best I can when it comes to just my life. Like I don't expect special treatment on things. Maybe sometimes, like if I'm going to Disneyland, I want the front of the freaking line. Yeah. Yep. And I want a free churro.
Can I freaking just piss on Lagoon right now?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Oh, I hate that place.
Let's hear it.
Don't support Lagoon.
Tell me why.
So, okay, for years, I've gone to that place since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
The Rocket. Okay, the Rocket is the one that shoots you up or drops you.
They won't let you ride the Rocket?
Not anymore.
Why?
I rode that ride for 20 fucking years.
Why?
Because I don't have legs. That is why. So I rode that ride for years and years and years. Never had an issue. Okay. It goes over.
Yeah. You're fine.
The only thing is my legs aren't dangling over the edge. So if anything, I'm safer, right? Like,
I feel like we should like have a day that we all show up to Lagoon in the same
color. I
color
already let the people there know
and
how
be like,
I felt.
Brooke's riding this.
I was cussing up a storm. My sister-in-law took my boys out and I was screaming. And it's like these young freaking kids. And I'm like, I need someone who's an actual adult so I can explain to them like what the hell's going on. Like,
when you rode it before.
For years. 4 years, and I explained that to him. And this just happened a couple of summers ago. I was going on it with my niece, and I'm like, I've ridden it with her before. When
Jerks.
Like, yeah, and so, but they were just like, it's a safety thing.
Did they claim you weren't tall enough?
So height, I can't be denied a ride based on height with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Okay.
But they can deny a ride based on restraint, and if it holds me in, like if it's safe for me. So their argument was that because I don't have anything on the left side, I didn't have a full lap for the lap bar. I'm like, it's not a lap bar. It goes over your shoulders. I'm like, I have the upper body of a freaking 38-year-old. Like, I'm not like my 7-year-old was big enough to go on it, and he's this tiny little 50-pound kid. I was like, really? So it was like a fight, and I was pissed.
Screw you, Lagoon.
Yeah. So now I can't go on that stupid ride. And that's like the only rides. Like, I've never gone on like the roller coaster rides because I know they're lap bars and they go upside down. And I'm like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to go on a ride that I know is unsafe and I can't freaking ride it. I don't even know how we just got on this subject. Sorry. Edit that out.
That's why we're here.
But
no,
I'm just
screw you, Lagoon.
Yeah. So it was just super frustrating because that's one of the only rides that I
enjoyed.
And
it was kind of like
a kid ride.
Yeah.
And like Gage, it was finally tall enough to go on it. So I was excited to go on it with him for his first time. I took Travis his first time he was tall enough to go on it. I'm like, that's something I could do with my kids because I can't go on the other rides with them, right? Anyway, needless to say, I did not do season passes.
Every time you go on the rocket, make sure to tell them that they should let Brooke ride.
Well, and the other ride that they were trying to not let me go on was the new one, the Primordial.
I haven't seen it.
That one made me sick. I threw up after. So I will never go on it again. But like my 3-year-old at the time was big enough to go on it. I'm like, you're going to let my fucking 3-year-old go on it, but not me? Are you kidding me right now?
Gosh.
It was rough. But that one we worked out. They let me go on that one. But yeah, they were like,
screw you.
Like
again.
so I went in like the next time and I had a different manager guy and he knew who I was. He's like, yeah, they came and talked to me about, I can't let you on that ride. And I was like, this is ridiculous.
We're starting a petition. Everybody tell everybody.
I was going to find a lawyer and sue them and
you
freaking own Lagoon, but I didn't.
Free snow cones on Brooke.
Yeah. I won't make you pay for the refills of those giant ass cups.
Oh, jerks.
And I won't charge you $1 bajillion to get in. It's not even that cool.
It's almost as much as Disney. No.
I think it is, isn't it?
Which
I don't know.
Dumb.
I haven't been to Disney in a few years, but
which is kind of dumb, but
and I've never had issues at Disney except for Indiana Jones. That's the only ride they never let me go on, and I was
so weird. It's like a car.
I know.
Weirdos.
They let me go on Splash Mountain that doesn't even buckle you in.
You're like, if anyone's gonna fly out of Splash Mountain, it's gonna be me.
I know. Every time I've gone on that ride, I'm like, oh boy, scary. Anyway.
Okay, so we're gonna get into confessions in the DMs. So I actually get a lot of questions about this. This is why I'm bringing it up to you because I feel like you're going to be able to answer it a little better.
Okay.
And if you're uncomfortable, just tell me.
Okay. My husband told me not to get too dirty.
Okay.
Talking about it, but I think he was kind of just joking.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
I'm kidding.
We don't talk about disability and sex like enough. Okay. And there's like a lot of it, and intimacy belongs to everyone. So if someone is nervous about dating someone with a disability, what would you tell them?
Don't be. I don't know. For me, if I was dating someone that either made comments or acted like they were uncomfortable, I wouldn't date them.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Man, that confidence. I love it.
They're not worth my time.
No. See ya.
So, and that's why, like, I love my husband so much because that's never once even been like a
thing.
Never.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In 11 years. Like, he's never made me feel like.
You guys been married 11 years?
No, we've been married almost 8 years, but we've been together for 11 years.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
We got married when Gage was 2 months old.
Okay.
So, it'll be 9 years this year, but we've been together for 11.
Okay.
Next week, the 18th was our first date. 11 years ago.
That's so cute.
Happy anniversary, babe. Love you.
Yeah,
never once. He's never made me feel like, oh, I wish she had legs.
Yeah.
Like, You know what I mean?
He's not your person. If
No.
he did, gross. See ya.
No, and that's what, yeah.
All I'm going to say, and if it's inappropriate, I'm sorry, husband. I promise I'll repay in other ways. I just think you're easier to just like throw around, and it's probably funner.
Well, I mean, you can ask him.
Okay.
He'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm worried that my high school students are going to
I know
listen to this
high school
too.
kids
so
don't
I'm
listen.
like,
I'm like, I know. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
geez.
So what's something about disabled sex that people would be surprised to learn? It's normal.
Well, I guess it's hard for me to answer that because I don't know any different.
Yeah.
So really that should be an answer you would ask like JR.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know. Like,
which JR would never come on the podcast, so we won't ask him.
Babe, come on the podcast.
Come on. You can come with her.
He probably wouldn't. He would not do a podcast.
We will do it on a snowmobile in the snow.
Take him snowmobiling in Canada and he would go.
Oh, in Canada. Well, I don't know.
Well, that's where we have to go because there's no snow down here.
And I'm sure that people like assume that you can't have sex, which is stupid.
Well, I think that's why people are like, oh, you've had kids? Like,
what do you mean?
3 kids? Yeah. Well, so there was a comment made. My mom didn't tell me this until the day I delivered my oldest.
Uh-huh.
She said, so when I was first born and I was going to Shriners, they did so many tests on me when I was a baby and just trying to figure out everything and anything, right?
Yeah.
And she overheard some nurses talking, and they basically made a comment about how my life was never going to amount to anything, and I was never going to be able to have kids. So for years, I was 22 when I had Travis. So for 22 years, my mom had that in the back of her brain. She worried about me dating. She worried about boys being okay with having someone that's different, like dating someone that looks different, or getting made fun of or whatever. And the day I had Travis, she told me that. And I was like, where's that fucking nurse? Let's call her up.
Let's FaceTime her.
I just pushed this 8-pound baby out of me. But the whole thing, I'm like, why would they think that? Because I don't have legs. It's not like I was born without a uterus. Like, all the parts are there. I just don't have legs. So I never understood that. I still don't understand that. Like, why? Never. So to me, it's normal. Like, so I guess that I can't really answer that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know any different. Kind of like when people say, was it hard for you to learn how to drive a car? I'm like, no, because that's the only way I ever learned. It's true. You don't think of it that way, but that's true. Maybe if I had legs, had sex, lost legs, and then had sex, then I could maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like, then you could maybe, I don't know. So I can't. I think
when you start having like babies, I think my brain was like, oh my gosh, somebody go like fist bump that girl because
how do you carry these kids?
Dude, I like bitched
Stetson
and
was
moaned.
8.5 pounds.
Dude.
He was gigantor.
Did you at least use your chair more, or were you just like, nope, I'm doing this thing. I'm just pregnant doing my thing. Like that just to me was like, how did you do it?
What's so weird is I think like at the time I just did it. And now looking back, when people ask me that, like, how did you do pregnancy? How was that? Like, I look back and I'm like, I don't really remember. I really don't. On all 3 of them. And Stetson's only almost 6. Like that wasn't that long ago. I'm like, how do I not remember those things? I do remember when I was pregnant with Gage, I had a truck and it had a 5-inch or 6-inch lift on it. I don't know how the hell I got in and out of that thing. Like to this day, I'm like, how the hell did I? Like now I drive just a regular mom car and I'm not pregnant and I'm like, I don't know how I did it. I just did it.
I love it.
I just
You're like,
did
I'm
it.
driving the biggest truck around.
I did.
Thanks.
Oh my heck. People would say so many things like, why
your belly
are you
jumping in that truck?
My belly. Oh.
That
pregnancy was rough. There was a lot going on that year. That was a hard year.
Yeah.
There was just a lot in my family with I have my sister. We can get into that.
We'll get into that after, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
we'll get into
I had gestational with Gage, diabetes, so that was rough.
You didn't pass the drink.
No, and then I cheated when I was pregnant with Stetson. I didn't drink the drink, so I passed the test. I knew I had it. I did. There's no way I didn't, but I didn't really drink the drink because I wasn't going to go in and freaking poke my finger every day 6 times a day. It was awful. So awful.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about your husband, and then I want to get into some of that family dynamics. So how did your relationship start? What made you know he was the one?
So we grew up together.
Okay.
We've known each other our whole lives.
Okay.
So our families have been intertwined. And then we worked at the same company. He had gone through his divorce. I was going through my divorce. And we just started talking at a company. Like we had like a kickoff meeting every year. And so I sat by him at it and we just started talking. And then he actually like came over to my house that night and we just hung out and just talked for hours. And I was just, it was just like always supposed to be that way, I guess. I don't like, we've known each other for so long, always just as friends and acquaintances. Like we didn't really hang out.
Yeah.
But we always knew who each other were. He's like, I remember piggybacking you across the street to go swimming because I grew up on a busy road and across the street. His cousins lived across the street from me, so I grew up with his cousins, and we'd go swimming over at Grandma Tanya's pool every day in the summer. And so he was there, and he's like, I remember piggybacking you. I don't remember that, but he remembers it. And I'm like, I feel like it was just always kind of meant to be. So when we got together, I was just like,
it feels this normal. You know each other. Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So
what are the best intimacy dynamics in your marriage?
After 11 years, it's still just as fucking good as the first.
That's awesome.
As it was when we first started dating, if not better.
Yeah. Always being open to trying new things, communication.
And we've even made that comment to each other, like, is it supposed to be this good after all these years?
I love it.
Good. It is. I'm like,
because usually
but it is. And like,
I mean,
no one else I'd rather be with.
Yeah, me and Josh have openly talked about this too, like stress and life or wwhatever. I mean, I've had my peaks and valleys and like
we all do.
Yeah, but for you to be like, it's still as good. I'm like, that's awesome. Yeah. Go you. I love it.
Yeah, like it's
good. Shout out.
There you go, babe.
Shout out.
I told you I wouldn't get too dirty.
Okay. I feel like I know the answer to this.
Okay.
But I'm not going to speak on it because I also like protect that of my clients. So I'll let you answer it.
Okay.
Do you feel pressure when whether visually or personally, to fit on how society thinks someone should look in like lingerie or like swimwear? Like, nope. This is why I love Brooke.
Never.
She's just Brooke. She's
especially in Utah, there is you get like the Utah mom look.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I
know.
I'm not that. Like,
yeah.
To each their own. I don't care. Like, I try not to judge people for like their, like, if you want to go and do all these things, great, go for it. But that's just not me. Like, this is me. Like,
this is me.
I mean, over the last probably 6 months, I feel like I've put on a little bit of LBs and I'm at the biggest I've ever been without being pregnant, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also have to remind myself I'm not 18 anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a size 0 anymore. It's okay that my shorts are a little bit bigger than they were 20 years ago. Yeah. And I think that we get this in women, especially, I think we're our own worst critic, right? And so I was looking in the mirror the other night when we were down in St. George, and it was like a floor length mirror. So I saw more of myself and I was like, gross. Like, I don't love that. And JR's like, you're sexy. And so I'm like, you know what? That's all that matters. Yeah. Like, that's all I care about.
I honestly feel like you look the same since the last time I saw you. I feel like you look great. Good. Yeah.
And so for myself though, I'm like, okay, but for me, I want to be, mine's not necessarily about looking sexy. It's just feeling better.
Healthy. Yeah.
And being, so I can be there for my kids as they get bigger, because I don't want to be in a wheelchair permanently in 5 years from now. Like, I'm going to be 38 in May. And I'm like, I still want to be able to walk around with my kids and scoot, whatever you want to call it, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's like, I'm trying to get myself back into at least a little bit of shape. I'm okay though that I'm not a size 0 and that I'm not this big around like I was. And and there's always the thing that's like, I wish I was as fat as I thought I was when I was in high school.
Dude, right?
Right? Like, so I'm like, it's okay to be.
Yeah. And we were talking about that climbing the stairs. Brooke was like, "You've got a hot butt." I'm like, "But I'm out of shape. Like, I need. Right? I've lost my like stamina. Like, I am. I'm like, I've officially in 2026 worked out more so far. And it's February than all of 2025. So I think that's a big deal.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, for me, like, I'm not gonna go to the gym and work out. I think there I would feel super self-conscious about just anything, just because of the whole no leg situation. Yeah. And I feel like, for some people, maybe the gym. I've never gone to the gym, so I can't really say this.
I hate that place. I made Josh build me one in my house.
But I feel like, I'll come work out with you at your house.
Yeah, come to my house.
But like, I feel like the gym too is there. Like, you have to look a certain way to go to the gym, and I'm like, that's not what it's for. It's for people who are in my boat that want to look better, not people who already are meatheads or look a certain way, right? Yeah. And so I'm like, I've just been doing workouts at my house every night. I do push-ups with my like whole body in the air. So
That's
I can try to
impressive.
build my arm muscle back. And then
Bands? Do you use bands?
no, I need to get some stuff.
Yeah.
I need to get some weights, and I just will kind of run back and forth across my living room because I'm not going to go running outside. Like that's, I'm like, but the thing that I love about it, and I didn't really realize this until last night, but my boys came in. So my 2 younger boys that are mine and my husband's together, obviously they're with us full time. So, but they came in last night and they started doing that.
Oh,
they
I love
both
it.
got down and did push-ups.
Yeah.
And they both sat down, laid down and did sit-ups. And then they ran the length of the living room back and forth like 20 times. And I was like, one hand I was like, go to bed, it's bedtime. But in the other hand, I was kind of like, this is the cutest thing because they've seen me do it and now they're coming to do it.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was just so cute. I was like, oh, I really do love this. So I'm like, now I'm like, maybe this can be a thing I do with my kids at night before we go to bed. Like can be part of like our bedtime routine is, okay, we're all going to go do our sit-ups. I don't really do sit-ups. I do like crunches, but I can't do sit-ups. I don't have the bottom half to hold me down to like pull my,
You could row. You should get a rower.
I don't know what that is.
So it's like sit and you like row it like a boat.
Oh, like a ball, like a wheel thingy and it goes back and forth. I've seen those.
You need to come work out at my gym though. Like I have like a pull down. I have on the floor like a pull for your back.
All you gotta do is say, "Hey, come over.
Come work out, girl. I got all the things for you."
Stetson can come play with Jovi.
And we can then have a pool day.
Pool day.
Great. And then we can both get ourselves working out.
Don't tell my boys you have a pool because they'll want to come over every single
use
day.
it. That's why we put it in there.
They would love it.
Yeah, it is nice. Like we were like pool or boat, and we're like, let's.
When
let's
this is
do a
over,
pool.
you'll have to tell me where you're at because I'm not quite sure where you are at.
Yeah. Okay. We won't say that on a podcast.
Yeah, we won't give
We
away
don't
your
need to know
address.
that.
No, it's none of your
Okay.
business.
So I want to get into, and I asked about it I think I asked Brooke like 4 times, like what's safe, what's not safe? Like, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
There's a, dynamic that happened in your family that's wasn't your choice, but it definitely was like something that really like molded like how you see life and perception. And so I'm going to let you kind of go into this and we're going to just kind of like talk through it because I'm going to let you lead this because it is something that's very personal. So,
well, and I think the hard part is it's not really my story to tell. But I can tell my feelings and my thoughts that have been over the last 12 years.
Yeah.
So I apologize I apologize in advance if I get emotional because I probably will because it is a very emotional topic on all accounts. And I don't want to diminish that by any shape or form. Okay. So but my sister had a daycare. It's been 12 years.
That's
ago.
crazy. And
This
just
month.
know
So
crying-
February's already kind of a rough month because it all happened in February. But she had a daycare and a baby lost his life. And my sister was arrested several months later on the charge of child abuse homicide.
Okay.
And then if you watch any Law and Order type shows, you think that it's quick. Like you get to trial really quick. No, like the judicial system and the way everything pans out is really shitty for one. But it's a very long drawn out process. There's postpones, there's motions, there's all the things. So it took 3.5 years.
Okay.
Until the trial happened. So I was like 8.5. So it happened in 2017. That's why I said that was like a rough year. Really the only 2 good things that came out of that year was we had Gage and that's when JR and I got married. And so, but anyway, long story, we'll kind of shorten it down. She ended up being convicted and given a 5 to life sentence. She's been there, it'll be 9 years in May.
So she in there for life.
So she doesn't have a parole hearing until 2032.
Okay.
So the judge, when they do sentencing based on what your felony charge is, there's like a standard not parole, like a standard sentencing that they give based on charges. So with her specific conviction of child abuse homicide, like the standard sentencing it was 5 to life. So 5 years minimum, life maximum.
Okay.
So that's what the judge handed down. Like that's just kind of the standard thing. The parole board is completely separate, and I could be wrong. This is just my perception of it all. But the parole board is separate, and they kind of can do whatever the hell they want. And so basically, in my mind, they looked at her conviction, didn't look at anything, because then they do like a psych evaluation, and you score these numbers, and she scored zeros across the board, which is like the best you can get as far as like repeat offenders or first time offenders,
Like
anything
mentally
like
sound.
That. Yeah. Yes. But they basically just looked at that, saw what the charge was, saw what the conviction was, and said, we'll see her in 15 years. So she doesn't even have a parole hearing until 2032. Okay. She can request an earlier one after 10 years. Okay. So that would be next year. So I don't know. We'll, I guess, cross that bridge when it comes. All of her, it's really, really hard to get a conviction overturned. Yeah. So like a new trial or like appeal, like all those things. So she's exhausted all of those. So I really don't know that there's any more steps she can take to try to get out, I guess, or to try to get a new trial or a lesser charge or exoneration, in my mind, is what she should have. It's just really hard because in my mind and in my heart, I truly believe that she's innocent of the charges, especially after going through the trial and listening to all the things that they said and what she did. And this was the murder weapon and these things. And it was just, I was like, I know for a fact that so basically they said that she got really frustrated. She shook the baby and she slammed his head into a changing table. It was her son's crib, and it's like those cribs that had like the changing tables attached to them at the time. Anyway, and so there was a crack in it. The problem is I knew that crack was there, and it had been there for months. Yeah. And I had no idea that that's what they said she did until opening arguments of the trial. Because she didn't talk about it.
Because they could have asked you to speak on it? Like, that you know
no,
was there?
Well, I would have testified. I would have been like, I know without a doubt that crack has been there for months. My niece did it because she would climb, and I would babysit when my sister and her husband would go out, like, so my oldest niece, her daughter, is the same age as Travis, my oldest son. And so they were buddies, and we were really little. And at the time, I lived right by her. We lived just not even a mile away from each other. And so I would always go help. I would just go over there and play at her house. I'd take Travis over there because she had all the fun toys because she had a daycare in her home.
And when you have one kid playing with the others, makes it easier.
And she had two kids. And so like there was just more toys there. But that crack had been there for months. Yeah. And there was always like stuff on top of it. She never used the changing table as an actual changing table for her kid. So like there was like blankets and diapers and burp cloths and clothes always on top of it. But so it was always covered up. But the reason why I know that it was there was because one time when I was over there, I went in to get a diaper for her youngest, and she kept the diapers. There was like shelves on the back part of it, and that's where she kept the diapers and the wipes. And so I went in to get one, and I saw it from underneath. I looked at it from a different angle because I'm on the ground. So that's like someone standing up or with legs that's walking in there and seeing it. They wouldn't have noticed it, but I noticed it from the underneath, and I saw the crack, and I remember touching it, and I was like, oh, no wonder she has a bunch of shit on top of it. There's a big old crack in it.
You can't use it.
No.
Yeah.
But it's because Jody, my niece, would climb up those little shelves and jump into the crib with her little brother. Yeah. And she would find her in the crib all the time, reading to him, playing with him. He was like 16 months old. He was little. Yeah. So that's always been hard for me, and I feel so guilty for years because I'm like, I know that crack was not caused by this awful thing. And it is so sad. And there's so many people on both sides that know my family, that know the family of the baby. Like there's so many intertwined connections. So that's been really hard to kind of navigate for the last 12 years. You find out really quick who your friends are and who's in your corner when something shitty happens. Yeah. Like really quick. And sometimes it's not even the people you would expect.
No. And that's, I think, the hardest too, is it's when it's the people that you think are your people. And then it just...
And it's been so hard. But like I've had tender mercies kind of happen over the last 12 years, 9 years since the trial. Like I'll just give an example. The court clerk who was through the entire thing. So from her very first arraignment all the way up to sentencing. So almost 4 years. Yeah. She saw everything Okay. She didn't just read an article in the freaking paper and make an assumption.
She saw all of it.
She saw every single piece of evidence. She heard every single testimony. She came up to me. Her grandson ended up being on my oldest son's soccer team.
Okay.
This was about a year after the trial. And she came up to me and she's like, you probably have no idea who I am. And I said, no, I know who you are. And she recognized me. That's the other thing about not having legs. You get recognized really easily. But she told me, she said, I pray for your sister every single day.
Oh.
She's like, I really, really hoped that the jury was going to not find her guilty. She's like, I believe your sister's innocent. And this was just a really crappy situation, accident. Something happened. Obviously something happened to this innocent baby that caused him his life. Yeah. But I know my sister did not do what they said she did. And that's so hard. So that was kind of a tender mercy for someone who's on the outside. Not having a biased opinion. Because I tried so hard. I'm like removing myself. You know, there was people, like there was a book written by the mom of the baby, and I read bits and pieces of it. Some of it I couldn't read because it just pissed me off. But she talks about my family during the trial and that we were disrespectful and all these things. And it's so frustrating because that could not be further from the truth. Yeah. So now I'm like, feel like I have to go in and defend my entire family. And it shouldn't be that way. I'm like, because like I didn't, like, I'm still me, like, you know, and like, I don't know. It's just been rough. I feel like time does heal wounds. And as time's gone on, it's gone a little bit better. I've actually went to breakfast with the mom. She reached out to me like a year or two after the trial, and we actually went to breakfast and had a really long talk. I don't feel like it went bad or good. It was just kind of like a neutral.
That was good that you tried to.
I was trying to get some closure, because when you're on the shitty end of things, you don't realize it until you're in that position. But it's like a grieving process. Yeah. Like, yeah, I know my sister's still alive and she's still here, but she's not here. Yeah. She hasn't watched her kids grow up for the last 9 years. Like, yeah, you know, that's so hard. She hasn't been to any family functions. She hasn't even met 2 of my kids. Like, so it's just weird. It's just crazy.
And you were close to your sister.
Yeah. She's my only sister. So she's the oldest. I'm the youngest. And then there's my 2 brothers in between us. But so
do you feel like that public tragedy like affected you personally with like your social circles, like your job dynamic? Like, did it ever bleed into your personal life?
On a few people it did. Yeah. And I don't have relationships with those people anymore. And I'm not gonna lie, I was not nice at some back in the day. Like I would yell at people. I called people out. I said some hurtful things to people about just the whole situation, and especially if they had an opinion about things.
Because they had no idea.
Because they didn't know. And so now I look back and I'm like, you know what? It's okay that you had that opinion. I can't change what I said. I can't change what I did. I'm sorry for it to a degree, but like I've learned now over the last 9 years, like it was a grieving process. I had to grieve the fact that our lives, my parents' lives, like all of our lives were different for forever. Like this is now part of our story. Like, oh, you have a sister in prison. And now when I tell people that, they are like that's almost worse than finding, like seeing me with no legs. They're like, oh shit, you have a sister in prison. And so especially then when I have to tell them why she's in prison and what her conviction is, it's just like this hard. But I feel like one thing I've learned too is it's kind of therapeutic for me talking about it, because it gives people that perspective from the other side. So then they're like, you know what? Like you read articles in the paper or a freaking Instagram post or a Facebook post, or I got off of all of that because there was just
too painful.
When she very first got arrested, I had so many people. So she got arrested in 2014. That's when it all happened. I was already in a shitty place as far as like my first marriage. I was still married to my first husband, and we were not, things were already not good. Like it was already, she got arrested in April, we separated in July. So it was already just kind of just crap, right? But I had multiple people send me screenshots of posts of her, like from like KSL articles or Fox News.
I remember seeing one and asking you, and then I remember you, and I remember the emotion from you, which is where I also have a hard time when you're like, I know I was mean, but like, I think you almost had a right to be mean. I think in those situations, people have no idea and they need to just meet people with grace and understand what your family's going through,
Right.
whether somebody's guilty,
I
not
don't
guilty,
remember
whatever.
you reaching out.
Like, but no, we slowly talked about it a little bit at a party or something.
Okay.
And you were,
that's the other thing is so many of
Yeah.
those things. I don't remember so many of them. I feel like I've tried to block most of those few months like out, but
like I could feel the emotion from you and
Yeah.
almost like the anger of like protection, which is understandable, right? Like we all have families we all want to protect and I remember something you said to me that like kind of almost like made me go, no, it was good. Is you were like, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think the world needs to like analyze that more, right?
For
like,
sure.
And I think people are just quick to judge. And I think especially in today's day and age, like everything that's all over the news, all over social media, like that's media's job is to cause
all they care
chaos.
about is selling a story.
Yes.
They don't give two shits about the actual facts. That headlines sell. And it's been that way for years. Like before even social media got big, but like headlines sell.
Yeah.
So, and that's the hardest thing is like she was convicted long before she was convicted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the rough part for me. I'm like, you guys don't even know, like, and just all the horrible things. And then I think the worst part too was then you'd read comments and people were saying stuff about my parents and how they raised her. And then they were just saying like, they were saying stuff about everyone in our family. So then, and they're all anonymous. So I'm like, okay, they're mentioning my mom and dad personally. They're mentioning me. There was one comment I read. It said something about that I crave the limelight and what did it say? The
limelight?
Like I crave like the spotlight.
The attention.
I crave the attention. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, because I don't have legs. And I'm like, oh, so because I don't have legs, I crave that. Like, yes, like I did this on purpose so that I could get all this attention. Like, no, but whatever. I can't even remember what it said, but it said some stuff about my mom, my dad, and me. Mm-hmm. And so that right there, I was like, this is someone who knows me personally. Yeah. I have no idea who it was. Still to this day, I have no idea who it was. But I'm like, that's the sad part. That's why I said, like, you learn really quick who's in your corner. I had people reach out to me that were really thoughtful, really kind, and then found out they were saying all these terrible things about my sister. And so I was just like, if you're not gonna, no, I'm like, you're 100% entitled to your opinion on the matter. Like, that's just the facts of life. But don't reach out to me and try to play it both ways.
Yeah, no, I hate that shit.
That's what frustrated me the most on situations. But I was just like, but then at the same time now, like looking back, I'm like, you know what? They were probably just trying to navigate it too, because it was such a small community and so many people knew both sides, like both families. Yeah. So I think you're just trying to have sympathy maybe for both sides. And that took me a long time to realize. And it was a kind of a hard pill to swallow. Like, hey, they weren't being assholes and being two-faced about it. Yeah. They were trying to navigate it too, because they know both families. So, there's some things everything's hindsight, especially with that whole situation. Like, there's so many things that happened during the trial that I'm just like, should have been handled differently.
Yeah, I think that's also why there's a lot of dynamics. We see it happening all the time, where people are getting in and question. I mean, I don't mean to name drop, but like Kim Kardashian, like really fights for like people that haven't gotten like just trials, right? And like actually like peeling back the system and like and the evidence and like all this stuff. And I think just like anything in life, and I lean this into also like the church dynamic and the culture in Utah is like, man isn't perfect and people, misjudge things and it's a thing. And I mean, I'm not active in the church like I was raised. My parents are very active, but I've had many conversations with my mom about like, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's man, that's not God. And that's like how I've always stood with anything in life. And I've talked about it on multiple episodes is like, what's most important is that you want to have a relationship with God and what that looks like. And it's not somebody's right to like judge or like, perceive, and man isn't perfect. And the sad thing is some dynamics, like your family's dynamic, like you get the short end of the stick, and it's like, all you can do is just continue to like talk through it and be a voice of it, and hopefully one day like be able to navigate it. But that's something that I can't even wrap my brain around having to deal with. So
it's been rough. But one thing I'd like to point out is like that's so, it has been a kind of hard thing. but there's also been a lot of good. Like there's been some amazing people that have, wrapped their arms around my family, my mom. Like I can't imagine what my parents have gone through.
No.
Like someone asked my dad, like he made a comment about the parents of the baby. And my dad's like, I can't imagine losing a child.
No one
He's
can.
like, I can't imagine it. He's like, so my dad has a brother that's in prison. He's been there since before I was born. So he's been there, and he made some really bad choices. He did some awful things. And so he deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Like he's where he needs to be. I've visited him a few times. I've had some hard conversations with him about like, why the hell did you do these things type deal. But, I'm okay with him being there because that's where he's supposed to be. And so my dad's like, I think the hardest part with my sister is if she truly did what they said she did, I would still love her. She's still my sister, but I'd be like, you fucked up. You need to be in prison. Like you're exactly where you should be. But, so I think the hard part is that she's there with our thoughts that she shouldn't, like she didn't harm this baby. So she shouldn't be there. But anyway, so my dad got this question, about the baby or, losing a child. And my dad's like, yeah, well, he's like, I can't speak for losing a child to death, but I can speak to losing a child to the system. And I really hope I never have to compare the two. Yeah. Because it's like my parents lost a child too. Yeah. Right? Like in a completely different way and in a really shitty way. Yeah. Like so it's just been really, that's the hard, like I look at my parents. And I think the other thing that's been hard too is people have done some awful things to my parents over the years because of it. Yeah. Like on the anniversary of the baby's death, my mom went to get the mail one day and inside was a picture of the baby.
That's terrible.
Like someone went and put that in her mailbox, a picture of the baby and a bracelet with his name on it that they all wore at the trial. Like their whole family, they had those like rubber band bracelets, whatever.
But to
throw that at my parents.
Yeah,
it was on the anniversary of the baby's death. And then the next year, someone threw some of those bracelets in my sister's driveway. So her husband found those. I'm like, what if that would have been her kids that found those? Like, just stupid shit like that. I'm like, why? Why are you doing that to my parents? Do you not feel like they've been through enough? Do you not understand that they're grieving too? They've been through a lot of shit over the last few years as well. Like, I get... Well, so and it gets me worked up, like, thinking about that kind of stuff. I'm like...
My brain always goes to that type of a dynamic, great example. Like, maybe your kid is the one that decided to go shoot up a school shooting. Like I'm always just imagine. Like this kid's poor parents, right? Like there's like such an aspect of a tragedy whenever a tragedy happens. And I think that sometimes our minds just go like one way, but it's like, there's like a whole life here too. Yeah. Not that it's okay. Like it's terrible.
Right.
But like a lot of these parents have no idea.
Right.
And then they're like, I find myself in this situation and it's like, there's and then those parents get treated poorly. And it's like, that's like a whole dynamic that the world, and I think it just comes back to like full circle moment of like having grace and like realizing we're all humans and no one's perfect.
Well, and like you said, it's man's not perfect. Yeah. So I've learned that really quick too, especially like you said in the Utah culture and just how the dynamic is here as far as religion goes. I grew up in the same religion you grew up in, and I'm not an active member either. And what's funny is my son, he'll go with my mom sometimes. Mm-hmm. And he asked me one day, I was dropping him off, and he's like, Mom, how come you don't love Jesus? I'm like, I do love Jesus. He's like, but you don't go to church. And I'm like, just because I don't go to church doesn't mean I don't love Jesus. Yeah. So I'm trying to teach my kids, like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to, and I think my kids are pretty good about understanding different as far as looks wise. Like my kids are like, they've learned, like their mom doesn't have freaking legs, right? So like that wise, but I'm like, it's okay that I don't go to church. Just because someone doesn't go to church or doesn't believe the same things you believe doesn't make them a bad person and doesn't mean that they don't have a different type of relationship with God or Jesus. And I've learned, that's the other thing too, is like, that question, all this stuff with my sister, that questioned my faith big time. Oh yeah. When I became, not even just with like the LDS culture, just with God in general. Cause I'm like, how could you let something like this happen? This other family's thanking the Lord that their justice has been served in their minds. And that's their belief and that's their truth. But our belief, our truth is justice wasn't served. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, how? So for a long time, that was just a hard dynamic too. And I still don't know that if I have the right thought process when it comes to that. And it's been 9 years. So yeah, it's hard. Well, it's hard. It's a hard thing.
I think you're a prime example, which is why I wanted you on here, and we could talk for probably days. So, I mean, you're always welcome to come back whenever. You're a prime example of like, I think in today's world, and I had my girlfriend Haley here too, because Haley lost her husband in a tragic car accident. Her baby was 7 days old. And she was the epiphany of life happened to me and I could just stop living. But I didn't. And she chose to like go to NP school and like become this amazing person and like thrive. Right. And she like, you're very much the same way.
Well,
right.
Thank you.
And I'm going to cry. It's very cool to watch. Like, life served you with no legs. Like, we could joke about it because I mean, life served you with that. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize you did gymnastics when you were younger. I didn't realize you played softball. Like, and that's just so cool because I think everybody deals with shit and you made a decision and you still make the decision every day to just like live your life, climb up the freaking stairs, do the freaking shit and just be the best like mom and wife and person. And even when shit happens to your family, like you have a choice to make, right? You can just sit in it or you can just like move forward. And the world is an ugly place, but there is a lot of awesome in the world. So I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for being you.
You're amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I normally share like a little product blib, but I like don't even like care to now. So we're gonna move past that. I am gonna share something. I call it the Law of Cassidy. So it's just like a little
quote. Name of the podcast.
I know. So it's like a little quote, a little something, and then I'm gonna ask you like 3 wrap-up questions.
Perfect.
Okay. So the Law of Cassidy is your platform is your power, and not everyone will get it, and that's okay. So like your confidence is going to cost you people who don't match your realness, and I've realized this a lot, especially with doing this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. And so not the people who want to see you succeed, like are okay with your realness and who you are. And I think everybody just needs to realize like, if they're not okay with who you are and you being authentically you, then they're not your people.
Right. 100%.
And I think in today's day and age, a lot of people like struggle with that and try and like live in a box or be a certain way. But it really is prime example, like important to be vulnerable and be real and like who you are and what you believe in and be a good person. So what's one thing Brooke wants people to stop assuming?
That I can't do certain things.
Yeah, because she can freaking do all the freaking things.
That's probably my biggest thing is if someone tells me I can't do it, I'm going to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just to prove them wrong. I love proving people wrong.
So we're going to plan a date to Lagoon.
I'm going on the rocket again.
And I'm going to be like, this bitch is going on the rocket. She's lap riding. That's not a thing. I'm making it a thing.
That's just it. I'm like, if I had a leg on this side, I'm like, I'm going to get some shorts and I'm going to put like a pop bottle on the one side. And we're going to freaking go. And they're going to be like long shorts. We'll sew them shut. And it'll look like I have 2 thighs.
That's perfect.
And I'm going on the fucking ride again.
We're going on the fucking rocket. We're making it happen.
So dumb.
What's one thing you're proud of?
My family.
Yeah.
The life that I've been building with my husband and and our kids. We have a blended family. Blended families are hard.
Yeah.
But grateful for them.
When the day's over and done, like that's all that matters in life.
100%. Yeah. And I think you learn that the older you get too.
Oh, yeah.
All that matters is family.
Yeah.
So my little immediate family, our extended family, but
your nucleus is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
Your little world.
My husband and my kids.
Love it. And one truth you want listeners to remember.
You can do the hard things. 100%.
If Brooke can do it, you can do it. Yeah.
There's always someone somewhere that's got it worse than you. So be grateful for the shit you've been given. That's another thing. I'm not trying
keep going. No, you're good.
The one thing that I've kind of learned throughout my life is everybody thinks like, oh, their life's this, their life's so great. They have all this thing. But I truly believe at the end of the day, if you took a step back and looked at their trials, their shit that they go through every day, every single day you would pick your own shit over someone else's.
1,000%.
I would pick my battles that I go through every day over someone else's any day of the week.
Yeah.
And
I think
do the hard things.
I think that's why I started this podcast. I wanted to like humanize me, and I wanted to bring people that are vulnerable and open and real and raw and honest and share their lives, their trials, their ups, their downs, their in-betweens, their wins with the world, because I think as an outsider looking in, like people have no idea, and it is cool to be vulnerable and it's cool to be real. And you're right. Like everybody has shit, and you know,
we'd all rather have our own.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. That's the thing now is like, people always say like stuff about, you know, this trial you've been given in life. And now I'm like, it ain't a fucking trial. I conquered that trial.
Yeah.
Now it's a blessing. I truly don't think I'd be the person I am. The life I live if I had legs. Right?
Yeah.
And people ask me like, if you could go and like have legs for a day, would you do it? I'm like, no, I don't think I would.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't have met probably half the people I've met in my life. I've met some pretty amazing people that are in similar situations as me. That video that was on YouTube for years. I connected with an amazing family down in Draper. They had a daughter that was born with no legs and no left arm. Mm-hmm. And this mom saw my video of me raising this baby.
Oh.
And she was down. She was in a lot of guilt, pain, trying to figure out this was their 5th baby. And she's like, and she found me, saw me, was talking to a neighbor about it. This neighbor used to work with my dad out at GSL. Like it was all got put together. And this little girl is now 12. And I met her when she was 8 months old. And I've literally got to watch her grow up. And it's just been amazing. I wouldn't have that family if I wasn't in the position I'm in. So
something else I noticed you did, which I know we were trying to wrap this up, but we're going to go into this, was
you can edit stuff.
I forget her name. The girl that got in the terrible
Sarah.
And
Sarah Fry. Shout out Sarah. I love you.
Yeah. So from the outsider looking in, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you just kind of like threw yourself into that situation. Like, let me help you. Let me like give you some like. I wouldn't say I threw myself into it. Which I think is great.
I tried to. I heard about the accident and that they had amputated both of her legs. And obviously she was still like in the hospital in a coma, all the things. But I had the company I worked at, our CFO or CEO or whatever he was, his like sister or cousin or something was like next door neighbors to the Fry family. And I had gone and done like a speaking event for her, like young women's group, like the year or two before. Yeah. And so she remembered me. And so she connected with him, got my number. She reached out to me and was like, I think you need to meet this girl. There's going to be a lot of crap that they're going through for the rest of her life, right? She was just starting her senior year of high school. And so her accident happened in like July. I didn't meet her until the following May. Okay. So it was almost a year out. So she had already kind of gone through a lot of those things, those emotions, whatever. But I finally was able to connect with her, and I went to her house. I took my 2 little boys with me, and I met her and her parents, and just the most amazing people ever. And if you want an inspiration in life, that girl's it. Like, I don't know any different. So to me, I'm just like, this is just life. This is just normal for me.
Yeah, she lost it. She lost it, and she's
killing it. She's a freaking, I'm not going to say the F word because love her. Anyway, but she's just a fucking badass. She's a badass. She's an inspiration. Yeah. Because she has taken this new trial at 18 years old and
she's got married recently.
Yeah, I went to her wedding reception. I got to see her and her husband's darling, and I saw him. We've gone to a couple concerts together. I've seen her at a couple concerts. I love it. So I just see her randomly now. I don't, she's a teacher. She's the cutest. She's so sweet, so amazing. And yeah, we've just been, she'll text me randomly and ask me certain questions about things. There was one time, and I hope she's okay with me sharing this, but she was trying to, so she's paralyzed, so she doesn't have feeling from the waist down. Okay. And so she is in a wheelchair full time, but she was trying to do things, outside of her wheelchair a little bit. And one of the things that when I very first met her, one of the things that she really wanted to do was go up and down the stairs at her house. At the time, I think her bedroom was in the basement, and they moved it upstairs. I could be wrong, but anyway, I know the house they lived in had a basement. And so that would have been, I don't know how long it was after we had talked about that, but I got a FaceTime call from her one night, and she handed the phone to her dad. And she's like, I got to show you something. Oh. And she was freaking going up and down those damn stairs. And I was just like, I started crying, and I was just so like, she can do the hard things. Yeah. Like awesome. The thing, like that's the thing, like I went up the stairs today.
Well, they're intense stairs, guys.
But like, that's like, those are things that I take for granted because I'm like, oh, I can do that easily. Right. Like, yeah, I know it's different than like you, but I'm like, she's freaking doing it, and she can't feel the bottom half of her body, and
Yeah.
she's learning all these new things. Like, so she just is
Awesome.
She's my inspiration. She's my hero. And I'm like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And I'm 20 years older than her. So yeah, it's fine.
All right. Well, we
Anyway,
could talk
we can
forever.
wrap it up. Sorry. He wants
We'll
to go
have
home
Brooke
and
again. We'll have Brooke again. And where can they find you? Your jewelry business?
Brooklyn 1227
On
is
the
my
IG.
Instagram page.
Go give her some love, guys.
I don't do TikTok. Sorry.
Maybe I can convince her.
No. Travis, my oldest, is like, you should do a YouTube channel. I'm like, of me folding laundry? Like, my life is so boring. I'm like,
I'd subscribe. Yeah.
Maybe if I can get lots of money.
Yeah, guys, subscribe to her YouTube, everybody.
I don't
All right.
have one.
Okay. And we will see you on the next episode. Have a good day.